Raising the question. Have you ever felt like you're constantly running on a treadmill, working hard, and doing everything the world expects from you? But somehow you still feel unfulfilled. It's as though you're living someone else's life, chasing the approval of others, following trends, and seeking validation. But at the end of the day, you find yourself asking, is this really the life I want? What if I told you that the key to transforming your life, unlocking true happiness, peace, and personal growth, doesn't come from seeking validation from the outside world, but from something far more powerful, focusing solely on yourself? You might be thinking, that sounds a little selfish, doesn't it? But in reality, it's not about ignoring others or becoming self-absorbed. It's about reclaiming control over your own life, your thoughts and your actions. It's about finally living for yourself and watching your life completely transform as a result. Let's dive deeper and explore how focusing on yourself isn't just a good idea. It's the foundation of a life that is peaceful, fulfilling, and truly your own. Part 1. The Stoic Philosophy. The concept of self-awareness. Self-awareness in Stoicism. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the concept of self-awareness. For the Stoics, understanding yourself is the first step towards transforming your life. Self-awareness isn't just about knowing what you like or dislike. It goes much deeper than that. It's about understanding the true nature of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's about recognizing what drives you, what influences your decisions, and ultimately, what holds you back from living the life you're meant to live. The importance of knowing yourself. Self-awareness in Stoicism isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's not about simply being aware of the surface-level things, like what you're feeling in the moment. It's about digging deeper into your motivations. Why do you react the way you do in certain situations? Why do certain events in your life leave you feeling powerless? The Stoics believe that without this deep awareness, we're simply slaves to our own impulses and external circumstances. When you understand yourself, you take back control. You're no longer pushed and pulled by the whims of your emotions or the opinions of others. Instead, you begin to act from a place of wisdom and clarity, and in doing so, you create a life that aligns with your true values and purpose. The Stoic perspective. Inner control versus external control. One of the most powerful Stoic teachings on self-awareness is the distinction between what is within your control and what isn't. The Stoics argue that the only thing truly within our control is our own mind. Everything outside of us, other people, circumstances, the opinions of the world, is beyond our control. By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your reactions, your decisions, you free yourself from the chaos of trying to control the uncontrollable. This shift in perspective allows you to embrace life's challenges without being consumed by them. The role of reflection in building self-awareness. The Stoics were big believers in reflection. Every day, they would take time to reflect on their actions, thoughts, and emotions. This daily practice of reflection allows you to see where you've acted in line with your values and where you've been swayed by external forces. Think of it like having a daily meeting with yourself, where you sit down and ask, how did I react today? Was I truly in control of my responses, or did I let my emotions take over? This simple practice helps you build awareness over time, making it easier to make better decisions in the future. Building a stronger, more resilient self. Through self-awareness, you begin to strengthen your inner core. The Stoics believed that true resilience comes from within. Life will throw challenges your way, some small, some monumental. But if you understand your own mind and emotions, if you are aware of your tendencies and weaknesses, you can navigate through these challenges with grace. Self-awareness allows you to cultivate a mindset that is unshaken by external events. It's about becoming the master of your own mind, so that no matter what the world throws at you, you can remain calm, composed, and clear-headed. The power of acceptance. Part of Stoic self-awareness is learning to accept things as they are. This doesn't mean you resign yourself to a life of passivity. Instead, it's about recognizing what you can and cannot change. By accepting reality for what it is, you stop wasting energy on things outside your control. This acceptance leads to peace of mind. When you accept yourself, flaws and all, you stop the internal struggle. You stop comparing yourself to others, chasing after validation or seeking approval. You begin to live authentically, with clarity and confidence. How self-awareness transforms your life. When you cultivate self-awareness, you begin to unlock the potential for true transformation. It's not about trying to control your external circumstances. It's about transforming your internal world. The more you understand yourself, the more power you have to shape your life. You gain the ability to make choices that are in alignment with your highest self. Your life doesn't have to be dictated by the opinions of others or the pressures of society. Instead, you can live in a way that reflects your values, your desires, and your purpose. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy, not changing the world around you, but changing how you respond to it, and in doing so, transforming your life in ways you never thought possible. Part 2. Obstacles of not focusing on yourself. Living on autopilot. When we fail to focus on ourselves, we often slip into a state of living on autopilot. In this state, we go through the motions of daily life without truly engaging with our own thoughts or emotions. We follow routines, expectations, and the opinions of others without considering whether they align with our own desires or values. Living on autopilot means that we are reacting to life rather than actively shaping it. It's easy to get swept up in the demands of others, the noise of the world, and the distractions that keep us from reflecting on who we truly are. When we don't take time for self-awareness, we let the world dictate our choices rather than making those choices for ourselves. The constant need for validation. One of the most damaging consequences of not focusing on yourself is the constant need for external validation. Without self-awareness, you seek approval from others to feel worthy, to feel seen, to feel enough. You rely on likes, comments, compliments, and the opinions of those around you to determine your sense of self-worth. This constant validation-seeking behavior is exhausting. It makes you vulnerable to the opinions of others, allowing your happiness and confidence to be dictated by factors outside your control. The Stoics teach us that true contentment comes from within, not from external sources. When we rely on others for validation, we lose our power and our peace. Living in comparison. When we fail to focus on ourselves, we often find ourselves living in comparison. We look at others and measure our worth against theirs. We judge our successes, our appearance, and our lives based on the standards set by society or by those around us. This constant comparison is a silent killer of self-confidence The Stoics remind us that comparison is a trap. There will always be someone with more, someone who seems more successful, or someone who appears to have it all figured out. But when we focus on others, we take our attention away from ourselves and the unique path we are meant to walk. Living in comparison keeps us in a constant state of inadequacy. It makes us feel that we are not enough, even though we have everything we need to thrive. The fear of missing out. FOMO. Another obstacle of not focusing on yourself is the fear of missing out, or FOMO. When you are disconnected from your own values and desires, you tend to chase after everything that seems exciting or popular in the moment. You see others living their lives, posting about their experiences, and you feel a sense of urgency to join in, to be part of it all. FOMO can lead you to make decisions based on what others are doing, rather than what truly serves you. It creates a feeling of emptiness, because deep down, you know that you're not following your own path. The Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control teaches us that our time and energy are precious. Rather than constantly chasing external experiences, we should direct our focus inward, understanding what we truly need for growth and fulfillment. The strain of trying to control the uncontrollable. When you fail to focus on yourself, you end up trying to control things outside your sphere of influence. You become consumed by trying to control others, situations, or events that are beyond your reach. This constant struggle for control can lead to frustration, stress, and burnout. The Stoics teach that the only things we can control are our own thoughts, actions, and reactions. When we focus on what is within our control, we find peace. But when we try to control the uncontrollable, we are setting ourselves up for failure. The strain of this mental tug-of-war can rob us of our mental clarity and our inner peace, leaving us anxious and dissatisfied. Loss of direction and purpose. Without focusing on yourself, it becomes easy to lose sight of your true direction and purpose in life. You become lost in the noise, in the expectations of others, and in the endless pursuit of external markers of success. This creates a life that feels aimless, a life driven by what others expect, rather than what you truly want. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to look inward and understand what truly matters to us. When we focus on our own growth and clarity, we find a sense of purpose that is not dependent on external circumstances. When you don't focus on yourself, you risk drifting through life, uncertain of your own goals and desires, lost in the chaos of what's happening around you. The trap of people-pleasing. Another obstacle is the tendency to fall into the trap of people-pleasing. When you're not focused on your own needs and desires, you start prioritizing the wants and expectations of others. This leads to a constant cycle of trying to make everyone else happy, often at the cost of your own happiness. People-pleasing is rooted in a lack of self-awareness. It's about seeking approval and acceptance from others instead of trusting in your own worth. The Stoic way encourages us to act based on our principles, not to be swayed by the opinions or approval of others. When we focus on ourselves, we stop trying to please everyone and instead focus on living in alignment with our own values. The silent erosion of self-esteem. Lastly, not focusing on yourself leads to a gradual erosion of self-esteem. When you're disconnected from your true self, when you ignore your needs, values, and desires, it chips away at your sense of self-worth. You begin to doubt your abilities, question your decisions, and feel unworthy of success or happiness. Stoicism teaches that self-worth comes from within. By focusing on your own growth and understanding yourself, you build a foundation of self-esteem that doesn't rely on the approval of others. The more you know yourself, the more confident you become in your ability to navigate life's challenges with resilience and strength. Part 3. The benefits of focusing on yourself. Clarity of purpose. One of the most powerful benefits of focusing on yourself is gaining clarity about your purpose in life. When you take the time to reflect on your values, passions, and long-term goals, you can identify what truly matters to you. This clarity allows you to align your actions with your deeper purpose, giving you direction in life. By focusing inward, you eliminate the noise that distracts you from your true calling. You stop chasing external expectations and begin moving toward a life that feels authentic. The Stoic philosophy encourages self-reflection as a means of discovering your higher purpose and aligning your daily actions with your core beliefs. As you become more aware of your purpose, you create a life of greater meaning and fulfillment. Improved self-esteem. Focusing on yourself leads to a deeper sense of self-worth. When you stop comparing yourself to others and seek approval externally, you begin to trust your own judgment and decisions. This internal validation builds confidence and strengthens your sense of self. The Stoics emphasize that true self-esteem comes from within. By taking ownership of your choices and cultivating self-awareness, you reinforce your belief in your own capabilities. As you focus on your growth, you start to see your value independent of external factors. This shift in perspective nurtures a healthier, more resilient self-esteem that isn't easily shaken by the opinions of others. Emotional balance. Another benefit of focusing on yourself is the emotional balance it brings. When you are in tune with your thoughts and feelings, you develop a deeper understanding of your emotional triggers and how to manage them. This self-awareness allows you to respond to life's challenges with calm and clarity, rather than reacting impulsively or being swept away by emotions. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react. By focusing on your emotional well-being, you strengthen your ability to stay composed in the face of adversity. Emotional balance doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. Rather, it's about understanding them and choosing how to navigate them in a way that serves your growth. Increased resilience. When you focus on yourself and prioritize personal growth, you naturally build resilience. Life will always present challenges, but by understanding your strengths, limitations, and coping mechanisms, you become better equipped to handle setbacks. The more you focus on your own development, the more resilient you become in the face of adversity. The Stoics teach us that suffering is inevitable, but how we handle it defines us. By looking inward and cultivating emotional and mental strength, you develop a deeper capacity for resilience. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. This shift in mindset allows you to embrace difficulty with a sense of purpose and strength, rather than fear or resistance. Stronger relationships. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean isolating yourself from others. In fact, it has the opposite effect. When you focus on your own growth, you become more authentic and better able to connect with others on a deeper level. You stop seeking validation from others and instead offer genuine, unselfish connections based on mutual respect and understanding. Self-awareness allows you to communicate more clearly and empathize with those around you. As you understand your own needs and boundaries, you become better at respecting the needs and boundaries of others. This creates healthier, more meaningful relationships built on trust and emotional connection. When you are aligned with your true self, you attract people who resonate with your authenticity. Enhanced focus and productivity. When you focus on yourself, you eliminate distractions and sharpen your ability to concentrate on the tasks that matter most. You begin to prioritize what's truly important and let go of the trivial, unimportant things that drain your energy. This focus enhances your productivity and allows you to work with purpose and intention. Stoicism teaches the importance of controlling your attention and avoiding distractions. By focusing on your personal growth, you cultivate discipline and clarity, both of which contribute to greater productivity in all areas of life. With a clear mind and a focused purpose, you become more effective in everything you do, from work to personal development. A deeper sense of peace. Finally, focusing on yourself brings a profound sense of inner peace. When you take the time to understand yourself, let go of external expectations, and focus on living according to your values, you create a sense of peace that transcends the chaos of the world around you. You stop chasing external markers of success, and instead find contentment in the journey of self-improvement. The Stoics remind us that peace comes from within. When you are focused on your own growth and well-being, you become less reliant on external circumstances to dictate your happiness. You realize that true peace comes from living in alignment with your values and responding to life with calm and clarity. This inner peace becomes the foundation for a fulfilling, purposeful life. Part 4. Practical ways to focus on yourself. Daily. Start with self-reflection. The foundation of focusing on yourself lies in self-reflection. Each day, take a few minutes to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and emotions. This practice can be as simple as journaling or taking a quiet moment to assess how you are feeling. Ask yourself, what went well today? And what could I improve tomorrow? This habit of introspection allows you to stay aligned with your values and ensures that your actions are intentional. Self-reflection helps you understand your motivations, triggers, and goals. Over time, this habit builds self-awareness, which is crucial for personal growth. By setting aside time each day to reflect, you become more conscious of the choices you make and how they align with your higher purpose. This daily practice can help you stay on track and avoid losing sight of what truly matters. Set boundaries. Another practical way to focus on yourself is by setting clear boundaries. In a world that constantly demands your attention, it's essential to protect your personal time and energy. Set boundaries with work, social obligations, and even with family members when necessary. Learning to say no without guilt is a powerful tool in maintaining your focus. Boundaries are not just about saying no to others, but also saying yes to yourself. They allow you to prioritize your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. By creating space for yourself each day, you protect your energy and create an environment where you can thrive. Whether it's scheduling alone time, limiting screen time, or choosing who you spend time with, boundaries help you stay focused on your growth and needs. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is another effective way to bring focus back to yourself. This practice involves being fully present in the moment, without judgment. It can be as simple as paying attention to your breath, noticing the sensations in your body, or observing your thoughts without reacting to them. By practicing mindfulness daily, you cultivate a deeper connection with yourself and the present moment. Mindfulness reduces stress and increases self-awareness, allowing you to observe your thoughts and emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. This helps you respond to life's challenges with greater clarity and calm. It also trains your mind to stay focused, making it easier to prioritize your own needs and goals. By incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine, you improve your emotional balance and mental clarity. Prioritize self-care. Focusing on yourself also means taking care of your body, mind, and soul. Prioritize self-care by incorporating healthy habits into your daily life. Whether it's exercise, nutrition, getting enough sleep, or engaging in activities that bring you joy, taking care of your well-being is essential for long-term growth. The Stoics believed in taking care of the body as a means of supporting the mind. By maintaining a healthy lifestyle, you ensure that you have the physical energy and mental clarity to focus on your personal development. Self-care is not a luxury but a necessity for anyone looking to live a fulfilling and purposeful life. Make time for activities that nourish your body and soul, and you'll find that you are better equipped to focus on your inner growth. Limit distractions. Distractions are one of the greatest obstacles to focusing on yourself. In today's digital age, we are constantly bombarded by notifications, messages, and demands for our attention. To truly focus on your personal growth, you must limit these distractions and create an environment that fosters focus. Start by setting aside specific times in your day to disconnect from technology. Turn off notifications, put your phone on silent, or even use apps that help you stay focused. Create a space in your home or workspace that encourages concentration and reflection. By eliminating distractions, you give yourself the mental space to focus on what matters most: your growth and well-being. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful practice that can shift your focus inward and enhance your overall well-being. Each day, take a moment to reflect on the things you are grateful for. This simple act of appreciation helps you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, allowing you to focus on the positive aspects of your life. Gratitude enhances your self-awareness by encouraging you to reflect on the present moment and acknowledge the good in your life. It fosters a sense of peace and contentment, which is essential for focusing on your personal growth. When you cultivate gratitude, you shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, which strengthens your ability to appreciate and invest in yourself. Embrace daily challenges. A practical way to focus on yourself is by embracing challenges that push you out of your comfort zone. Each day, set a goal that requires you to stretch your limits and grow. Whether it's learning a new skill, tackling a difficult project, or confronting a fear, facing challenges helps you build resilience and confidence. The Stoics believed that adversity is an essential part of personal growth. By embracing challenges, you strengthen your character and develop the mental toughness to face whatever life throws your way. Daily challenges allow you to learn more about yourself and push your limits. Over time, you will develop a greater sense of inner strength and focus that will serve you in every aspect of life. Engage in continuous learning. To focus on yourself, it's important to invest in your intellectual growth. Make learning a part of your daily routine by reading, listening to podcasts, or taking courses that expand your knowledge. Whether it's learning about philosophy, history, psychology, or any other area of interest, continuous learning keeps your mind sharp and engaged. The Stoics believed that wisdom was key to living a virtuous life. By committing to lifelong learning, you enrich your understanding of the world and deepen your connection to yourself. The more you learn, the more you can refine your beliefs, values, and goals. This intellectual growth is a crucial part of focusing on yourself and creating a life of purpose and fulfillment. Part 5. Breakthrough. Transform your life by focusing on yourself, a shift in perspective. When you start focusing solely on yourself, a powerful shift occurs in your life. The noise of the outside world becomes less overwhelming, and you begin to see your own needs, desires, and goals more clearly. This newfound clarity helps you recognize that true transformation begins from within, not from external circumstances. The Stoics believed that our perceptions shape our reality. When you turn your focus inward, you have the ability to reshape your world, one thought and action at a time. By focusing on your inner growth, you gain control over your responses, actions, and choices. Instead of being reactive to external events, you learn to act deliberately with purpose and self-awareness. This shift in perspective is the first step toward true transformation. Letting go of external validation. One of the greatest breakthroughs you can experience when focusing on yourself is the ability to let go of the need for external validation. In a society that often rewards approval, likes, and recognition, it's easy to lose sight of your own worth. But the Stoic philosophy teaches us that our worth should not be determined by others' opinions. When you stop seeking approval from others, you reclaim your personal power. You no longer rely on external factors to measure your success or happiness. Instead, you begin to value your own judgment and self-reflection. You learn to trust your own decisions, and in doing so, you build a deep sense of self-confidence that does not depend on anyone else's validation. Unleashing your full potential. Focusing on yourself allows you to unleash your full potential. When you stop scattering your energy in every direction, you have more time and mental space to focus on what truly matters to you. This singular focus enables you to hone your skills, nurture your talents, and pursue your passions with greater intensity. The Stoics believed in the power of self-discipline and cultivating virtues like wisdom, courage, and justice. When you direct your attention inward, you begin to develop these virtues in yourself. This self-mastery becomes the foundation of your transformation. With each day of focused effort, you get closer to becoming the best version of yourself. You gain a greater understanding of your strengths, weaknesses, and purpose. Building resilience. A life focused on personal growth builds resilience. When you prioritize yourself, you are better equipped to handle setbacks and challenges. You stop viewing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. This resilience becomes a cornerstone of your transformation. As you focus on your own development, you learn to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. These moments become the breeding ground for strength and character. Whether it's through overcoming fear, learning from failure, or pushing past self-doubt, each challenge you face adds to your resilience. Over time, you will find that you are more adaptable, more capable, and more determined in pursuing your goals. Attracting positive energy. When you focus on yourself, you also begin to attract the right energy into your life. By nurturing your own well-being, you naturally surround yourself with people and opportunities that align with your values and goals. You stop seeking validation from the wrong sources and instead begin to cultivate relationships that are supportive, empowering, and meaningful. As your internal transformation takes place, your external world begins to shift. You'll notice that the people around you become more aligned with your growth, and new opportunities open up that reflect your inner work. This is the power of focusing on yourself. By changing your internal state, you begin to attract the positive energy that you deserve. Living with purpose. A key breakthrough in focusing on yourself is the discovery of purpose. When you spend less time comparing yourself to others and more time understanding what truly matters to you, your life becomes more meaningful. You stop following external expectations and start charting your own course. Living with purpose is not about achieving fame or accumulating wealth, but about aligning your actions with your core values. It's about waking up each day with a sense of direction and clarity. When you focus on yourself, you gain the self-awareness needed to discover your true purpose and make decisions that are in line with it. Embracing authenticity. When you focus on yourself, you also learn to embrace your authentic self. You stop pretending to be someone you're not, and you start showing up as the truest version of yourself. This authenticity is a key component of personal transformation. The more you focus on your growth and development, the more you shed the masks you've worn for years. You begin to embrace your flaws and imperfections as part of what makes you unique. This authenticity attracts others who resonate with your true self, creating a network of support and understanding. Living a life of freedom. Ultimately, the breakthrough that comes from focusing on yourself is the freedom to live life on your own terms. You are no longer bound by the opinions or expectations of others. Instead, you live in alignment with your values, your goals, and your purpose. This freedom allows you to pursue your passions without hesitation, make decisions with confidence, and take bold steps toward your dreams. By focusing on yourself, you break free from the chains of comparison, self-doubt, and fear. You begin to live with intention, embracing every moment as an opportunity for growth and transformation. Part 6. Maintaining focus, a continuous process. The journey of self-focus. Focusing on yourself is not a one-time decision or a brief phase. It's a continuous, evolving process that requires consistent effort and dedication. Once you begin, the real challenge lies in maintaining that focus over time. The external world will always try to pull your attention in different directions, but it's crucial to remember that the path of self-focus is a lifelong journey, not a destination. In the beginning, you may feel the rush of newfound clarity and purpose, but as time passes, distractions will inevitably surface. That's when the true test begins. How do you stay committed to the practice of focusing on yourself when life's demands seem overwhelming? How do you keep the momentum going, even when old habits try to creep back in? Creating daily routines. One of the most powerful ways to maintain your focus is by building daily routines that reinforce your commitment to yourself. The Stoics were masters of routine. Marcus Aurelius, for example, would start each day with a set of reflections, reminding himself of his goals and virtues. These rituals acted as anchors, helping him stay focused on his personal growth, even in the midst of chaos. You don't need to follow a rigid, highly structured routine, but creating a daily practice that nurtures your mind, body, and spirit can help you maintain focus. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or setting clear intentions for the day, these small actions can make a world of difference in reinforcing your commitment to yourself. The power of reflection. Reflection is a key tool for maintaining focus. In order to stay on course, you need to periodically check in with yourself. How are you progressing? Are you still aligned with your goals? What obstacles are standing in your way? The Stoics frequently practiced self-reflection to ensure that they were living according to their values. Every evening, Marcus Aurelius would reflect on his day, considering what he had done well and what he could improve. This constant practice of reflection allowed him to remain mindful of his thoughts, actions, and emotions. In your own life, take time each day or week to reflect on your journey. Evaluate your progress and celebrate your wins, no matter how small. More importantly, be honest with yourself about where you might have fallen short. These reflections can serve as course corrections, ensuring you remain on the path of self-focus and growth. Embracing patience and persistence. Maintaining focus requires patience and persistence. It's easy to become frustrated when you don't see immediate results. But remember, the process of focusing on yourself is ongoing. True transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's the accumulation of small, consistent actions that lead to profound change. The Stoics understood the importance of patience. They knew that the journey of self-mastery was long and sometimes difficult, but they also understood that persistence was the key to success. In the same way, you must embrace the process, trusting that every effort you put into focusing on yourself, no matter how small, is contributing to your overall growth. Overcoming setbacks and distractions. No matter how committed you are, setbacks and distractions will always arise. The key to maintaining your focus is learning how to handle these challenges without losing sight of your goals. Rather than viewing setbacks as failures, see them as opportunities to grow stronger. When you encounter a distraction or a moment of weakness, don't judge yourself harshly. Instead, acknowledge the setback, learn from it, and move forward. Remember, focusing on yourself is not about perfection, it's about progress. The Stoics taught that we can't control external events, but we can control how we respond to them. This mindset will help you stay focused, even when life throws obstacles in your way. The role of accountability. Having accountability is another powerful way to maintain focus. Surround yourself with people who support your journey and hold you accountable to your goals. This can be a mentor, a friend, or a community that shares similar values. The act of sharing your goals with others makes them more tangible and real. And having someone to check in with can provide the motivation you need to stay on track. At the same time, remember that your greatest accountability comes from within. You are your own most important ally. Hold yourself accountable with integrity and use your internal drive to push through moments of doubt or resistance. Staying flexible and adapting. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes the path you've set for yourself will require adjustment. The Stoics believed in the importance of adaptability. They knew that things wouldn't always go according to plan, and they embraced the idea of accepting whatever came their way. When maintaining focus on yourself, it's important to stay flexible. Be open to change and adjust your course when necessary. This doesn't mean abandoning your goals, but rather adapting to new circumstances in a way that aligns with your values and long-term vision. Flexibility allows you to grow and evolve without becoming stuck or rigid in your ways. Long-term vision. Lastly, maintaining focus is about keeping a long-term vision in mind. While daily routines and reflections are vital, it's essential to remember the bigger picture. What is the end result you're striving for? What kind of person do you want to become? The Stoics believed in living with purpose and aligning every action with a higher vision. In the same way, your focus on yourself should always be anchored in your long-term goals and values. Keep your vision clear and let it guide you through moments of doubt and distraction. In conclusion, maintaining focus on yourself is not about perfection. It's about commitment, consistency, and the willingness to adapt. By creating daily routines, embracing patience, reflecting regularly, and staying accountable, you will keep your focus sharp and your journey on track. Remember, focusing on yourself is a lifelong process, one that requires constant growth. But with each step, you move closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. Conclusion. Life transformation. The journey of focusing solely on yourself is not just about self-improvement. It's about the complete transformation of your life. By embracing the Stoic philosophy and committing to self-awareness, you begin to unlock the true potential within you. This is a journey that redefines who you are, your relationships, your career, and even your purpose in life. As you focus more on yourself, you begin to shape the life you want. You stop being a passive observer of your circumstances, and instead, you become the active creator of your reality. The more you hone your self-awareness, the clearer your purpose becomes. You align your actions, thoughts, and decisions with that purpose, creating a life of fulfillment and peace. However, this transformation doesn't come instantly. It requires patience, persistence, and the constant practice of returning your focus to what truly matters, yourself. There will be challenges, distractions, and setbacks along the way, but each of these is an opportunity for growth. With every challenge you overcome, you become more resilient and more focused on your journey. As you continue to put in the work, you'll notice the ripple effects of this focus. Your relationships improve, your mental clarity sharpens, and your emotional stability strengthens. You will no longer feel like you're drifting through life or reacting to external pressures. Instead, you will be grounded in your own values, actions, and mindset. In the end, focusing on yourself is not about selfishness. It's about self-mastery. It's about becoming the best version of yourself so that you can live authentically and with intention. This is the power of Stoic philosophy. The realization that by mastering ourselves, we can master our lives. Your transformation begins the moment you decide to focus on yourself. Embrace this journey with openness, discipline, and unwavering commitment. The life you desire is within your reach. It's all in your hands.